now, but it's not. You could grab it; it wouldn't hurt you. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt you at all.
Careful about what I grab, Shane.
But especially shafts, you know what I'm saying? I try not to ever grab a shaft if I can help it.
I grab a shaft just about every day. I
don't need to know about that. Hey, as it happens,
I'm grabbing a shaft every day.
That's going to be an interesting intro right there.
I was born that way, Shane. I can't help it. It ain't my fault. It ain't my fault. I was born that way, man. Damn, you can't help the way you were born.
And with that, we're live here at Vendor Chronicles. Welcome, everyone. I don't know what the title of this episode is going to be, but I do know how you were introduced to this episode. One of the very first things that you heard must be a bit perplexing. You know?
Hey, you know what, Shane? I listened to this shit. I listened to one episode. It had me cracking up, Shane. I was like, this is probably my top 3 episodes. They all good, but that was just fucking.
Some are better than others for sure.
Some are way better than others. I was like, man.
I went back and listened to that one after you sent that to us.
What you think
text.
about it? I was like, man, this shit
Yeah.
is gold.
I can't imagine why everybody's not listening to it.
I can't imagine either. We just we just need that traction, man. If you out there listening to it, please share this with you.
Put a like and comment in the section
with
below.
Your neighbors, your friends, man. Get the word out there.
Send us an email.
Everyone needs to hear this.
Everyone does. I agree.
Everyone.
Dude, I talked about it all weekend at
all ages.
At the Jubilee. I probably gave out 100 Vendor Chronicles cards.
That's amazing.
At the Jubilee.
That's amazing.
Because, it was raining a lot of times and people would come in your tent.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's either go out in the rain or listen to what I got to say.
Check out a local podcast.
Check out a local podcast. Yep.
Shit.
Well.
Check us out, y'all.
Well, hell, man, we need to get this thing started.
I thought we were.
Oh, good point. I can't wait till you hear this episode and realize exactly what point it started recording.
I don't even know. Shit.
I do though.
Oh, you got the cheat code over there.
I see the counter over there. You notice Mr. Producer started laughing extra hard because he caught it too.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Hope y'all are staying dry out there. It has been raining in North Alabama for the last 17 years now?
Shh. I mean, realistically saying, it has rained damn near every day this month. If not every day, every other day. And every other day it'll rain 2 days and we might get a break for one.
Maybe.
And then it starts back raining.
I'm ready for a break.
Man.
I mean, count your blessings. I guess I'd rather have too much rain than not enough, but at some point you got to.
Joy
to the world.
And pain.
Oh, see, I don't know where you're going.
Sunshine and rain.
Who's
Joy.
that?
I don't know who's singing.
Okay.
And pain. You got sunshine and rain. I can't tell you who sings it. It's a damn good song, though.
I don't know.
Drop it in the comments, y'all. Call Shane off guard 1. Not much Shane don't know.
Oh, there's a lot I don't know.
Y'all might want to document this.
One of the things I know is I don't know much.
But
I know I love you.
That's wisdom, Shane. That's wisdom.
Let me be. That's all I got.
One thing I do know is I don't know much.
I don't know much.
That right there, Shane. That's a message.
Thank you, sir.
I don't even have to do it now.
No, you better come.
You done got out the way already.
You got to bring it.
Once you realize you don't know much, that's like the true sign of maturity.
Oh, I've never been called mature. Never.
Well, you have today.
Thank you, sir.
You just reached it.
Thank you, sir. Wow. Today I reached maturity.
Today you reached maturity, Shay. I'm co-signing it. Hey, you got my
sign, seal, delivered.
I'm yours.
What do you want to do for an intro?
I don't know, Shane. I
kind of like that thing we were playing around with before we started recording.
Which one?
About prepare yourself. All right, let me see if I can just spit something. That sounded pretty cool, didn't it? That was dope.
That's what we do this whole damn show. We just spit something.
Just spit something out and see if it sticks on the wall.
Spitball it.
Let's see what we got here. Let me think.
Throw it at the wall. Splat. Splat, splat.
Good evening. Welcome to Vendor Chronicles.
Welcome.
Tonight I'd like for you to prepare yourself for the wisdom, the knowledge and experience that's about to be laid upon you by Q the messenger. Open your mind, straighten your spine,
Open your mind, strain your spine. Bars.
Something with blind. I'll come up with it in a minute. In the middle of the episode, I'm going to come up with it. Open your mind, straighten your spine for the wisdom, the knowledge and experience about to be laid upon you by the one and only Q the Messenger.
Cue the message.
Brought to you this evening by That 86 Kid Studio.
Deep in the bowels of Huntsville.
Deep in the bowels of underground Huntsville. Produced, mixed, edited, inspired,
and mastered
by Kevin the Boss Man Richardson. And I am none the other than your humble co-host, Shane the Messenger. I messed it up.
Shane the Brain.
See? Shane the Brain. I calling a fat man tiny.
Oh,
this was a bit rambly, but I like it.
That was a damn good intro, Shane.
And now, for your kind attention, your learning and knowledge, welcome to Vendor Chronicles.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Hey, I like this, Shane. That was damn good.
Okay.
That was a good intro, Shane.
Make it slow. Remember Steve Harvey? Who was it? Not Steve Harvey. Paul Harvey. The rest of the story.
Paul
really?
Harvey.
You know where Paul Harvey?
Paul Harvey.
He was a reporter, and he did this. He was famous for a bit, not a bit, but it was like the original short podcast. It'd be 3 to 5 minutes long, but it was called The Rest of the Story.
Okay.
And he would take somebody or something or some story that you know and tell a twist on it that you never heard of before. And he had a very unique delivery. And today, the news. And he would say the news, and then after he, like I said, he had a very distinctive way of speaking. And after that, he would give you the rest of the story. And now, the rest of the story. But he would pause a lot. Today is May the 22nd. And here we are, 86 Kid Studios.
What they call the pause
I don't know.
In speaking or in music? Like, let's say, like,
what is it in music?
the catch or the
arrest.
Like, that's almost a beat in itself. If you can get that pause right, like, you can really change the
for sure. And you can change the whole tone,
of something. Yeah, with that pause.
I've heard it said, Kevin, you can probably quote it better. Something about the music is what happens between the notes. Something along that line. I can't remember. It's not necessarily the note itself, but it's the space between the note.
The space between.
As a non-musician, I don't know how to say that right.
Oh, no, Shane. You done got pretty damn good at that harmonica.
Oh, you know what? I'm damn good at the harmonica until somebody that really knows how to play comes up. And then I'm like, man, I don't even, it's like Cat Williams in a 300C. Man, I don't even want to be on this street. I just go, I'm slipping in my pocket like I never heard of a harmonica. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Keep it in your pocket.
I'm getting a couple of, at some point in time, I might be respectable. We'll see.
You done got pretty damn
I played a bunch this past weekend because it was raining and I'm sitting in a tent by myself.
I'll bet you wore Jason out with it.
I tried to. Yep. You got me playing When the Saints Come Marching In.
Okay.
Yeah, I played the shit out of it this weekend.
You let Jason blow in it?
Trying to,
let me blow your harmonica.
Some little kid tried to blow in. He wanted to blow into my harmonica.
Let me blow your harmonica.
Right.
Cooties.
Ooh, don't spit in it.
Germs.
Man, speaking of this weekend,
okay,
I was at the Alabama Jubilee.
That you were.
That's a hot air balloon festival that happens at Point Mallard Park in Decatur, the crown jewel of Decatur, I must say.
I never been.
It's nice.
Never been to Point Mallard.
Here's a fun fact. Point Mallard has a water park.
Yes, yes.
It's kind of, that's one of the things it's most known for.
Correct.
The wave pool at Point Mallard was the first wave pool ever put in the United States.
I have heard that fact.
Yeah.
I have heard that fact.
Not like it's the oldest existing one. It was the first one ever, and it's still, I've been in it a bunch of times. We used to have a family membership to Point Mallard. We went all the time. Because for me, it's a 15-minute drive. And when we bought our house, Jessica and I really thought about building a pool.
Mm-hmm.
And then you realize, even then, a basic rectangle in-ground pool with no, you got pipes exposed.
You're talking thousands of dollars.
Yes. For like the bare bones, you just barely got a pool.
Yep.
And I said no.
I used someone else's.
I paid, it was like $500 a year for a family membership. This is back in the day, but for a family membership to Point Mallard. I popped $500 down like 3 years in a row, and we could go across the river, Then if it's in the afternoon, you can go to Point Mallard for 2 hours before dinner if you want to.
That's
free.
like a seasonal pass.
Yeah, you can get in
for $500 for the whole family.
Come and go
That's
as you
not
want.
bad.
No,
come
right.
and
go as you want, and you can do the water slides, and then somebody else has to chlorinate the pool, and yeah. I don't know what it would cost now, but back in the day, that was
the wave pool. I'm more of a lazy river type guy now.
I am too.
Just put me on the float and just let me just do my thing, you know.
Yep.
Damn. I went to the fair Saturday night.
How was that?
That was fun.
What fair was it?
I can't even think of the name of it, Shane.
Where was it?
At the Toyota Field.
Oh, okay.
Right here. Yeah.
Oh, big old ballpark fair or something like that.
Yeah, it was very nice fair, very good equipment. You know, you could tell they really put time and effort into this fair. This was a very well thought out,
but still, you wouldn't ride the spinny
nicely
thing.
Ran fair. No, I would. You couldn't pay me to get on.
No matter how well organized, I ain't getting on that.
You couldn't pay me to get on that machine, Shane. But this was Enzo's first time at the fair.
Nice.
He was excited. It was just amazing seeing the joy in his eyes when you first see a fair for the first time.
Sure.
You know, he'll never have that first again.
That's
you know
amazing.
what I'm saying? But I got to witness it. He got to actually ride the merry-go-round by himself. And the idea of it, he was very excited about. But after about the first or two spins, he was like ready to get off the damn thing. He's like, okay, fun's over.
Fun's over.
Yeah. He's like, okay, the idea of it is fun. But once you get scrapped into that where you're like, ooh, I don't know about this. He got plenty sense.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think Madeline would be trying to climb down.
He had a good ass time though.
Were you standing beside him?
I wasn't there. My wife was there. She videoed it. Yeah, she didn't get in with him because it was only, I think, it was the kiddie one. You know, one very big at all. I got you. Yeah, one very big at all. And so I think it only had room for one actually anyway. So most of the stuff he couldn't ride there, but the rides he did ride, I think he enjoyed them. But
did he have a good time?
Ooh, yeah.
I can't wait to take
This might
Madeline
not be
to,
for me.
Like Six Flags or something? Will you take him to Six Flags or something? You know, like a big amusement park?
He had to get a little bit older.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense when they're that age to.
Yeah.
You know.
But he's the idea of it though, like all the lights. You know, at nighttime, it's just more.
So what if he's just barely tall enough and he wants to ride that spinny deal? Come on, Dad, ride it with me.
By that time, I'd be damn near 50, Shane. I'm not getting on that damn thing.
I'm over 50.
You couldn't scrap me in that thing, Shane.
No matter what. Enzo looking up at you saying, come on, Daddy, he's 10.
Oh, my goodness. Leilani talked me into a few rides that I was like, I don't want to ride this.
Leilani could probably talk anybody.
She talked me into she wasn't talking me into that spinny one.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't happening, baby. I love you, but not that much.
I ain't getting on that.
No, I ain't getting on that. But
Is she tall enough to get on it?
Yeah, she was tall enough to ride pretty much anything there. She did get on. I did get on the one that just takes you straight up and just drops you down.
Okay.
That one was not fun because you really don't know when the drop's coming.
Right.
And so it's just going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. Next thing you know, free fall.
I'm afraid of heights, but once I get used to the idea, then I can ride any. I've never not ridden a ride. I'm lying. The teeter-totter ride on the edge of the Space Needle in Vegas, I didn't ride the teeter-totter.
Okay.
I rode the roller coaster. The teeter-totter is just a track with a fulcrum on the edge of the building, and the car is free-flowing on that track, and it tips you over, and you slam against the end of it like 1,000 feet above the ground or whatever. And I said, I just don't. I know a little bit about engineering and enough about vibration and continual, applied force that I didn't want to get on that thing. But I rode the one that dipped over the side. It's like a little kiddie roller coaster till you dip over the side of this tall building, and then it got real.
No, Shane, I'm not riding it. Then I realized that I don't do well with spinny rides to begin with because I did ride the flying saucer one that kind of spins you around like this.
Okay.
Where you stand up against the wall.
Does it drop the floor out?
Faster no, this the one. The faster it spins, the thing you're leaned up against on the wall slides up and down. So the faster you spin, it eventually caused that damn slide to go up.
Right.
So it puts you to the ceiling.
Right.
And then as he slows down, they drop you back down to the floor.
Okay.
And he'll speed it back up and it slides you back up. I got off that thing so woozy. I was like, okay. My equilibrium's all jacked up, and I was like, man, I guess age, catches up with you. The kids, they running off of it. I'm like, man, I'm messed up.
I can't spin like I want to.
Yeah, I can't spin like I once could. No.
Nope. Don't want to either.
No. I mean, I didn't feel nauseous or anything. It's just,
Right.
It
takes too long to recover.
Yeah, it takes a little bit minute to recover.
Wow.
Yeah, to get back my senses. But yeah, it was a good time at the fair. Not cheap.
Nope.
Not cheap.
Nope.
I was like, damn.
Did you have a drink down there?
No, didn't have a drink. I don't even think they served alcohol.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't think they did. I don't think they served alcohol there. I didn't see any.
I don't know. I miss those fairs that were kind of sleazy.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit, like there was a couple of guys there you knew you could probably,
These all these people were professional. They all were in uniform. All had the same shirt, shorts on. That's the type of fair it was.
Oh, for sure.
Very organized.
And realistically, that's the kind of fair you want to go to.
Yeah, it's very well organized.
But I've been to a few of those shady fairs where you're just some stuff might be going on, and
Correct.
I don't know, it adds a little flavor to it.
Those are rough.
Some of those games they run are for real money if you know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I got beat one time by a fair game for a bunch of money.
When you say bunch of money, how much money we talking?
Man, I don't really want to admit that shit.
Come on, Shay. You brought it up.
This was a long time ago, man.
Okay.
I was very young.
I mean, it happened. It might be a life lesson for someone, Shay.
Okay.
We're here for life lessons.
This was probably 95.
Oh, you talking 30 years ago.
1600. On a fair game.
16 in 95.
95.
So in today's money, that shit, what? Let's say at least
that was more than 2 months rent.
At 3 times the value. That was probably even not more. So you talking $5 grand, probably $5 grand in today's terms.
It was a lot of money. I was sure that one more roll was going to win me the money.
Let's just say in buying power, you talking probably $5,000.
It was more than 2 months rent for a house on
2 months rent is going to run you 12 to 14.
It was 2.5 probably. I'm trying to remember what my rent was, but
3 there,
Yeah, 2 months rent. Yeah. At least 3 today.
Golly,
it was a lot of money. But
that was a lot of money.
Here's the thing.
That's the only rent money. That is the rent money.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
I had to.
How you explain that one away?
She was with me.
Oh.
She agreed. You're about to win.
Okay. She was on your side. So
yeah.
Okay, so we both in this.
I mean, the only marital discord from that was my first wife a long time ago.
Uh-huh.
The only marital discord about that was, when the realization hit that we'd lost that much money. We scrambled and figured it out. I did not go, begging and borrowing, but I figured, I did what I had to do. Put it that way. Let's leave it alone.
Mm-hmm.
But the positive benefit, I've thought many times about that moment, and I've been to Vegas several times, been to casinos, whatever. I have zero desire for gambling, and at the same time, I can sit down at a gambling table and bet whatever money I intend to spend, and when it's gone, get up and walk away happy. I have no
Correct.
that night I was chasing that dollar or whatever. I was thinking I was going to win, and it made me blind to the fact that I was not investing, that I was throwing away that much money, and it opened my eyes to that. Whatever it is. That's anyways. I have zero problem with gambling.
So in a sense, that was a good life lesson.
It was an expensive lesson, but it was one that I learned that
And you learned it early on.
Learned it very early on. And then when the last time I went to Vegas, I was waiting for somebody else. I can't remember. We just had got there, and I'd checked into my room already, and I went downstairs, and I was waiting for the rest of the people that were there, and we were going to go do whatever we're going to do, and saw a friend of mine playing a slot machine. I put $20 in a slot machine. I pulled the handle 3 times and hit it for like $250.
Mm-hmm.
And I cashed that out.
Yep.
And I didn't gamble not one time the rest of the trip. I wanted to leave Vegas up, and I left up by 2:30. So
up is up.
Up is up. Oh yeah, I'll take it.
Up is up.
I'll take it.
Up is way better than down.
So, but I do think that early life lesson was, I don't have a problem with gambling. It can be fun. But I'm never gonna, think I'm gonna make money at it. It's entertainment, and that's it. And if you're, how much would you spend on a night out? If you went to a club, had a few drinks, had dinner, whatever it is,
you're probably looking at a Benjamin, a hundo,
minimum of a Benjamin.
Yeah, Benjamin.
Minimum of a Benjamin for one person by themselves.
Even for one person by yourself, you really,
So if you go into a casino, the drinks are free. You just tip the waitress.
Correct.
And you gamble for a while. You have the fun of getting up and back down, and you might be up a little bit, but whatever pocket your money came with, you got your money in that pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever money you win or lose, that goes in another pocket.
Yep.
If both pockets are empty, you leave spending what you meant to spend.
Mm-hmm.
And
you're not gambling nothing you can't afford to lose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And if you end up with a little bit of money in that win or lose pocket, when the seed money is gone, then you got it. You got $20 to, whatever it is. But yeah, that early life lesson, it was expensive and it hurt bad.
That was an expensive early life lesson.
Yep.
Ooh.
That was an expensive early life lesson in several ways.
In several ways.
Yeah. I had to.
You needed that lesson.
I did. I'm glad I got it. And over the years, I've thought about that. First time I went to the casinos, I was wondering if I was going to lose my,
lose your ass.
Lose my ass. And when I got in there and realized, even amongst all the glitter of Vegas.
Right. And the degenerates.
It had no.
I bet there's a bunch of degenerates in there.
I bet there's a bunch.
Degenerates.
But I'm going to tell you, man, there's also.
You fitting right in with them.
Have you been to Vegas?
I'm a degenerate.
Have you been out there? You've been out there, right? Yeah, you guys were out there recently, right?
Not this past New Year's, but New Year's before last. We were out there.
The thing to me is always trying to take a peek in the high roller area. They got that one place that's got velvet ropes or whatever. And it's like a $10,000 buy-in or whatever. I just kind of look at those folks like, what would it be like to have the kind of money to be able to drop?
$20 is high rolling for me.
For me, yeah, I agree. I'm
putting 20 on something.
I'm on the quarter slots, man. That's what I'm doing. Look, when the blackjack ante goes up.
I like blackjack. But I like blackjack with someone I know.
But when it goes up,
I don't much care for blackjack.
Oh, I like playing
by myself. I like to play with someone that at least I know or have a relationship with.
Oh, I like it in the casino because you kind of get that local. It's fun to me. But once it gets above the $10, $10 ante,
hey,
I can hang up until about that. But more than $10,
more than 10, shit.
Blackjack is the one game that's actually fair. Mm-hmm. There's no real house percentage,
right?
If you're trying to make money, blackjack's
the one to go.
Well, but if you want to make real money. Poker,
yeah. But you gotta have some money.
Poker in a casino is honest too because they're just raking the pot.
You gotta bring some ass to get some ass.
You gotta bring it to get it. Yeah,
you gotta bring it to get it.
Like roulette. Don't sit down at a roulette table unless you got a fat wad.
I love when Kevin just started cracking up. We might say some shit. Kevin just be like, "These motherfuckers, you gotta bring some ass to get some ass."
That's
man.
what
That's
it
what
is,
they told me.
Yep. Shout out Vegas.
Shout out Vegas, man.
Shout
out the Mafia.
Shout out the Mafia for starting Vegas.
Yeah, that started Vegas.
Have you heard of the Sphere?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I seen it.
You saw it?
It was right outside our room.
I didn't know it was built then. I knew it was new.
It was right outside. Like I can look out our window in our hotel and it was right there.
And the outside of it looks like it seems like it on when you see it on the internet or whatever.
It looks exactly like that.
They make it an eyeball or whatever
faces,
it is.
Make it an eyeball.
Wow.
Fucking make it a damn a happy face with a winking at you. I mean, it's crazy.
Just trippy, man.
It is trippy. The technology in it. I say my favorite part of Vegas was the old part.
What, Fremont Street?
Fremont, where that long ass, like mile and a half of just shit going on.
Yeah, and the canopy over it is
the canopy
TVs
is all digital.
Then
they got the skyline coming down the middle of it. I mean, that was cool. I loved it.
It is very
and
cool.
when we went, man, they had bands set up like every block.
Oh, nice.
With stages.
They got a zip line above that now, don't they?
The zip line, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
they didn't have the zip line.
Skyline, but zip line.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Line. Yep.
Yeah, I haven't been out there I've been twice, and just never. Jessica's been 3 times or maybe 4, but we've never been together.
Oh.
If I ever go again, that's the only way I want to go back is to go with Jessica.
When we hit it big, we all got to take a trip there.
There you go. Yep.
We all.
That'd be fun. Where are we staying?
Real fun. We stayed at Planet Hollywood.
Okay.
And what I liked about Planet Hollywood, just not even knowing that Planet Hollywood is pretty much the middle of the strip.
Yeah, I guess it is. You're right. Yeah.
To the left or to the right, we're right in the middle, right across from Caesar. Caesar Palace? Yeah, with the fountains.
Oh, that's the Bellagio.
The Bellagio. Okay, yeah. We were right across from that where they do like the fountain show and stuff.
That Bellagio's that's cool.
Yeah, we were right across the street.
That's way cool.
We'd come out of our hotel. That's right across the street.
Wow. I stayed at Mandalay Bay, and I think the second time was down there on the end. Maybe it was MGM or it wasn't the Luxor.
MGM is on the end.
Yeah, I don't think it was the Luxor.
MGM
I think it was the MGM.
You on that?
That's right across from Mandalay Bay on the very end.
Okay.
Yeah.
MGM was on the end.
But Mandalay Bay is nice because they got everything. They got a full aquarium there that's, cool as hell. And then they got the whole water park out the behind there.
It's amazing how much money goes through that place. You can't even fathom the amount of money. No. I know we looked it up. We looked up just how much the hotel we was staying at makes, and it's like public knowledge.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, I want to say
billions.
It was upward $10-15 billion a year. Just that Planet Hollywood.
Just the one.
Just that one.
I mean, when you walk around those big casinos, though, you know there's money coming in.
Man,
you're surrounded by money and the trappings, all the things that money can buy.
All the things
that money can buy can be found there. Yeah.
All the things.
And I like that. I think there should be a place where, do what you want to. Don't kill anybody.
Butt naked women cards on the floor.
Crazy how they do that, isn't it?
Yep. Look, you want to pick up your escort, whatever.
Did you ever talk to a prostitute while you were there? I talked to one in a casino at the MGM.
I think I talked to an ex-prostitute. She changed her game up.
No, I talked to one that was trying to solicit me.
No, not in that aspect.
Yeah,
I was with my old lady.
Yeah, it was.
But I did take a picture with her.
I was in no way interested. But other than just the interested in another way of looking at things or living, the story was interesting to me. I wasn't fixing to pay for her services.
Right.
But yeah, she was working in one of the major casinos, and it came down to, she negotiated from, let's go up to your room. Know your roommate's not a problem, to, we can go in and last all in the bathroom.
Oh,
yeah. That's pretty gross. But this
she was going to get the sale.
She was going to get the sale no matter what.
She was going to get the sale.
And she was willing. I mean, you think about them. This was a major casino. One of the, I think it was MGM. There's cameras everywhere.
Shit, the security guard probably her pimp.
It makes you wonder if she's not,
whatever, or she paying them off. Look, I'm gonna give you 10% of what I bring in tonight. I bring in $2,000. That's $200.
Or I'll meet you after our shifts are over, and one way or another.
Or I give you a freebie. Yeah, I give you a freebie.
Yeah,
a freebie or two. I mean, let's say she bring in $2,000, $200 just to turn your eye, turn a blind eye. I mean, I would take it.
Yep. Maybe even providing a quick escape if necessary. Here, go through the back
$200 just to turn a blind eye.
Yeah.
You ain't really hurt nobody.
Cost of doing business.
The cost of doing business.
Got to have,
tax.
But it's
service tax.
It's just interesting that was, right there in the open. It wasn't even. It's not legal in Vegas. It's only legal in a couple of counties neighboring.
It's illegal, is it?
Yes, it is.
I mean, but they not pressing it.
Well, obviously not, because it was very obvious that Yeah. It was anything goes. But the shows out there, I saw that.
We did not see a show, which I kind of regret looking back. We should have went and saw a show.
Yeah, I've seen several of them. I saw Danny Gans before he died, the Impressionist. He was funny. I saw one of the Cirque du Soleil shows. It was an aquatic show.
What's my boy?
So they were diving, and it was wild. We saw the Blue Man. You
saw the Blue Man too, right?
We saw the Blue Man
That was
group,
when he was with McDonald's.
They did a private.
Okay.
They did a private showing just for McDonald's managers. There were probably 5,000 McDonald's managers in Vegas for this convention. And
y'all all was at that show?
No, I don't think there was probably. I don't know. That theater probably held 1,000 people.
Okay.
Something like that. But they did different showings of it, just for us. I mean, but McDonald's got that kind of money. But yeah, they did a McDonald's theme, those little instruments that they play, they did the McDonald's theme on ba 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 ba, Yeah, it was funny. It was so funny at that show. The dude in front of me was kind of a big guy, and he was bald as hell, and he fell asleep halfway through the show. And one of the Blue Man guys recognized it was a dude asleep, and he came over and he put his big blue hand on the top of the guy's head, and it left a handprint on it. The guy woke up with the Blue Man in his face.
I would have been damn pissed.
It was hilarious, man.
Nah, you got to just take it, man.
You got to take
it in stride. You had a Blue Man show, man. You can't get too upset.
You ever had a comedian pick on you at a show?
Never. Never. I think I'd be a good sport about it, though.
I know I'd be a good sport because it's happened to me like 5 times.
I'll be a good sport about it.
I must have that face that says you can mess with me.
And I'm good with making a joke out of myself.
When we were on our honeymoon, we took a cruise for our honeymoon.
Okay.
And the comedian on the stage one night pulled me on stage. I'm sitting on the edge of the stage, and he's doing like the Macarena. He had this guy was wearing, whatever it was he's wearing, he had a massive oversized codpiece. He had a massive, oversized codpiece.
Codpiece?
You know what a codpiece is?
No.
It's a piece that goes over your junk that makes it originally to protect. It's like a cup.
Like a cup
that is meant to be ostentatious.
Ooh.
I wish we had an echo on that. But it's like a cup that's meant to be noticed. Like if you're doing a theatrical performance and for whatever reason you want to illustrate that maybe somebody
like you a knee knocker
has a big package or whatever. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and he was wearing like this.
He packing meat.
Superman had a cod piece. It was a small one, but you know.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But anyways, he's got this massive cod piece and he's got me sitting on the front of the stage and he's behind me. It's at head level. Thank goodness I'm facing the audience and not him, you know. But he knew I worked at McDonald's. So he kept on putting that in as part of the show, and he's juggling over top of me with this big cod piece, almost knocking me in the head and the back. And he said, "Don't." He was Mexican. He said, "Don't turn around, man. Those aren't no chicken nuggets." It was hilarious. But I've been on stage or been the butt of something at a comedy when I was probably 19 years old. Uh-huh. Me and my boy Greg Grun. He's dead. Shout out Greg Grun. Miss you, brother.
Man, shout out.
Miss Greg, you, man. We went to the comedy place down in Birmingham one time. My friend wore a pink shirt. And we got tickets on the front row. It was Joe Napodi.
Real men wear pink. Shane.
Real men do wear pink, but they also get made fun of like a son of a bitch at the Joe Napodi show.
You definitely will get made fun of.
So to top all that off, pink shirt, front row.
Okay.
Joe Napodi tells a joke about cow tipping. And he says, anybody here ever been cow tipping? My dumbass friend with the pink shirt in the front row right next to me.
He's asking for it.
Raises his hand.
Oh, man.
And says, yeah, I've been cow tipping.
Uh-huh.
It's obvious that I'm his friend and we're, you know, there's a, you know, whatever. Yeah. So he went like a couple of minutes on, what, you just grab a 6-pack of beer and run out in the woods together?
So he started riding both of y'all.
I'm telling you, man, it was
and y'all
rough.
Together too?
Yeah, it was rough, man.
In a pink shirt? Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to wear y'all out.
This is probably like 92.
Damn.
90, it was 90 maybe.
You
it was back in the day.
30 what?
33
Dude, you know years ago?
Something like that.
God damn.
90 would have been 35 years ago. It might have been 90. It might have been the year I graduated high school.
Wow.
I was 19. I'm 53 now, so yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
It's amazing how time flies.
But that started the whole trend, I guess, of...
You just got a bullseye on you when you go.
So the first time I went to Vegas, this was before I met my wife, but the first time I went to Vegas, one of the things I wanted to experience was a burlesque show.
Okay.
And they got a casino down at the end that was George Bush's. I'm not George Bush. What was the old guy that smoked cigars? George Burns. Sorry.
Okay.
It was his standing gig for his whole life. He had a standing open invitation to play there anytime. Anyways, I went to see a burlesque show there. And as I'm going in with my ticket, I noticed the lady that was taking my ticket kind of gave me a funny look and almost winked at me. And then when I go sit down, I'm sitting right by the catwalk or the stairway that comes down from the stage. Part of the show was, at one point in time, all of the strippers in nothing but their thongs walked through the audience.
Hey.
And as they came down the steps, I'm the one sitting right there beside them. And it was obviously choreographed. Every one of them just kind of felt all over my head as they walked past. Every single, like 25 strippers in the middle of this burlesque show tussle my hair or whatever as they're walking past me to walk through the audience. I don't know why I have that face.
You had a head full of hair at the time, though, didn't you?
I did, yeah. Had a ponytail back then.
Had a ponytail back then. Okay.
Yep.
Did you not wash your hair for like 2 weeks?
It was kind of weird.
I never washed his head
It
again.
was weird, man. It was weird.
My hair again.
I don't know.
George Burns. So he had a residency there.
A residency, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a statue of him outside.
Okay.
There's also a statue of 5 booties in bronze outside. So there you go.
Bronze booties.
It was billed as a famous show. It was a bit underwhelming, I must be honest.
The burlesque show.
Yeah.
They weren't really showing nothing. They
were fully topless. They were nothing but thongs. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, no, they were fully. Yeah. But it just seemed a little dated and, I don't know. The theater was odd. I don't know what's happening right here. It seems as though something.
We're going live.
We're going live? Is that what we're doing?
IG.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was I supposed to
he
have something prepared for that?
He showed us that we were going, but you probably couldn't see the text.
I don't pay good attention.
You can't see good.
I heard the text. Oh, yeah. I can't. What are you saying?
You kind of couldn't see the text.
I want to be mad, but I can't.
You can't. I mean, the truth is the truth.
The truth is the truth.
The truth is the truth.
I am the aged one. Listen to me, for I've had more life than you have.
You need your eyes on.
I need my eyes on.
Put your eyes on. Put your eyes on. I used to work with this dude named Glenn, man, back in the day. He was from Tucson, Arizona. He was an old cowboy.
Tucson, Arizona.
Man, rocked the cool goatee. Older white guy. He had to be maybe, I would say, his mid-60s.
How old were you when you knew how to pronounce Tucson?
I don't know.
You know, it's spelled Tucson.
Tucson.
I called it Tucson
Tucson, Arizona.
Tucson, Arizona.
Man, old Glenn, man, he damn.
Shout out Glenn.
Shout out old Glenn, man. He treated me good though. He was my boss. He was my direct report boss.
And this was when
I was working out in Nebraska.
Doing what?
I was working out in Omaha. I was a field engineer.
You worked in Omaha, Nebraska?
I worked in Omaha, Nebraska.
This is a new twist to the tale.
Dun, dun, dun. I told you I lived out there in Nebraska for about a year.
Okay.
So
and you were doing what again?
I was a field engineer for this company called Hansel Phelps.
What does that mean?
Field engineer. Basically, my area of expertise was concrete, Shane. Concrete and stem walls. So we was pouring this big underground slab for Offutt Air Force Base. So the time I was there, I poured a lot of concrete. And when I say I poured a lot of concrete, I really was over layout. You know, I moved a lot of sand.
Okay.
I smoothed out a lot of sand. I scheduled rebar installs. I scheduled rebar inspections.
You ever do that rebar install?
No.
That's brutal work.
No, that's all union. That was all union work while I was out there. So I oversaw it to make sure it got done. I was a field engineer.
Okay. Makes sense.
So, but you had the union guys that actually did the work. You had iron guys, rebar guys, concrete guys, laborers. Right. You know, you had your your plumbers. You know, every union job had everybody in the union got a specific job on what they do. So like if you're a laborer, you the ones that's operating the shovels and the rakes, stuff like that.
Okay.
If you're a rebar guy, you do rebar.
And that's all you do. You just do
finisher
rebar.
Guy, yeah, that's all you do.
Unless you get moved to another.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like say I'm doing rebar and it's a high spot in this sand.
Right.
You know, I call a laborer over there to knock down that hot spot. I just can't grab that shovel leaning up against the damn bench over there and knock it down real quick because they're really job specific. Oh, you taking my job. Don't take my job. Us laborers, we need these jobs. Us rebar guys, we need these jobs.
I never thought of it like that.
Oh, yeah, it's serious.
Wow.
It's really serious in the union when it comes to jobs and what your roles are. So I say I oversaw those guys, but they had their own foremans. So like if I had an issue, I would go to their foreman.
Yeah, you were making sure things got done.
I wouldn't go to like the layman or the lay member specifically. I would go to his boss. Okay. And say I need this done. And he would schedule who would come get it done.
So as that worker, whatever category, you know, whether it's rebar or labor or whatever it is,
right,
their whole world depends on how good of a person the foreman is.
Yeah.
If they're an asshole, then you got a tough life.
Yeah, I got.
But if they're cool, then you're going to have it good.
Yeah. And most foremen aren't assholes because they'll get you out of here quick.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's hard to be an asshole in those
tough
type
guys.
of jobs. Yeah, they are tough guys.
They're not gonna,
you got to have the respect of your people.
Yeah.
You can't be just treating them like shit because they'll run you out of town.
For sure.
Really, they really.
And they got the union behind them where they can do it.
They really do.
They can either do it legitimately or
correct.
You know.
Yeah, I mean legitimately. Yeah, they can run your ass out of there legitimately.
When I was a kid, I worked.
They can flat the tires on your car and no one to say nothing.
Yeah.
Hey, we striking, we striking.
Yep.
Don't come to work and we striking.
When I was a kid, I was on the closing team at a Wendy's restaurant, like my first job. You know, I would close down whatever it was, and it took 3 employees plus a manager. And me and this other guy had been there for a while, and if there came in a third that was lazy, we would find stuff to.
We'll get you up out of here.
We got them up out of there quick.
You know, I like the I worked with a lot of Hispanics over the years especially when I worked in the poultry industry.
Sure.
And that's how they operate. If you're lazy, they're gonna get you off the line.
Yeah. Self-correcting.
They will police themselves. Because if you're bullshitting on the line, it's gonna make my job harder.
Right.
And if it's making my job harder, it's gonna make the next person's job harder. That's how the assembly line works.
And then next thing you know, the job doesn't get done and we're all in trouble.
And we're all effed. You know what I'm saying? So they police themselves, you know. So when it came to managing Hispanics, Mexican people, it was real easy because they'll really do the job for you.
There was a story sometime back that came out about a factory, and they made something in textiles. I can't remember what it was. They sewed things, right?
Okay, textiles.
And they divided their employees up into teams, and it might be like 10 people on this team, right? And so team A, team B, whatever it is, this is you and this is what you got. And then they would measure your production, and they would compare, everybody's team got compared, their production for the day, for the week, for the month, whatever it is, got compared together. And then they got ranked 1 through 10, and the best team made more money per hour, and the worst team made less money per hour. So they were paid based on their production rates, their ranking in the company as far as their production rates. I remember there being a big deal in the news about it, because people say, oh, it's not fair. They work same job, same place, same everything, but they made less money than this other people. Okay, well, the other people made more stuff. Why would they not make more money?
That's when you get into the equal and equity, the difference between them.
But in this case, with the people that are either more efficient or worked harder or took less breaks or whatever, they're worth more.
They worth more. They deserve more. They deserve more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Long as everybody has an opportunity.
Long as everyone has
everybody
the same
has to be able
opportunity.
to,
Correct.
Like if you're on the number 9 table, and you're the only one busting ass, or you're the smartest one and you figured out whatever it is, if you're the one that's bringing up your number 9, and if I remember right, there was a system by where individuals could be ranked within the team, and there was a clear path to being the best. But to be the best, you got to it's not like you're just meeting a certain standard. You got to be better than the person next to you.
Correct.
And they want to be better than you, so they're going to work harder.
Oh, man.
So in the end, there's a lot more production for the factory and the people that are willing to, did you show up 20 minutes early and make like 2 extra shirts before, the thing even started while you're drinking coffee?
Who's doing that, Shane?
The person that wants to make an extra $5 an hour.
Fuck that.
That's who's doing that.
I came to a conclusion, Shane, in life.
If you make it worth my while, then I'm going to show up for just about anything.
Look, Shane, we kind of talked about this earlier, and Kevin brought it up about how customer service ain't what it used to be. Like, I used to let it get me upset, like, really, like, man, take some pride in your job.
Right.
But then you go look at what these people make, and you be like, fuck. Would you be willing to give your all, give your best, work your ass off for that amount of money if you was in their shoes?
Sure.
And they probably getting shitted on all day anyway.
Well, and that was what I was going to say, too. How are they being treated?
How are they being treated?
Because you can treat a person good.
Correct.
And they will recognize that brings value to the job in and of itself. You can pay somebody $1 an hour less, but treat them good, make sure they have time off for their family. If there's an emergency, you don't give them hell. Or you might say, okay, well, I'll pay you $2 more, but I own you. I'm going to take the $2 less.
And we at that point in life where this is an employer market. I don't got to treat you good. I can replace you just like that now. Everybody's biting at the bit for a gig right now.
You think?
I think so.
I hadn't been in that world in a while,
I think so, Shane.
All right. So instead of just the negative, let me throw a positive in.
Okay.
So one way or another, I found myself needing to switch internet.
Okay.
It's kind of, it's a long story. But anyways, I go to the AT&T store this morning because I couldn't figure it out on the app. It takes too long for me to learn a new app or website and how it works to be worth it. I could go to the store and talk to somebody, and I did. And I talked to Shakayla at the AT&T store. It's been a long time since I got that good customer service. Wow. She greeted my daughter and I as we came in the door, asked me how could she help, came over with a clipboard, came over, invited me over to it, asked if I wanted to sit at a high top or a low top table.
I wonder if she commission based.
I don't know.
Like if her job probably depends on that sale. Or she gets some benefit of getting that sale.
I bet they are. I do think they are.
Yeah. Now, if she was just an hourly employee, I bet it just would have been like, whatever.
Wouldn't have been as much, yeah.
It wouldn't have been as much.
But I'm telling you, she took good care of me.
I'm going to make what I make, whether you sign up or not.
10 minutes. Yeah. Didn't try to upsell me on a plan I didn't need. She was great. And so I'm almost positive they do work on commission.
Yeah, I bet she does. To get that type of service.
Yep.
Yeah.
What if McDonald's? Well, all right. I also rolled through the McDonald's drive-thru and got my daughter a Happy Meal with some chicken nuggets and apple slices. She loves those apple slices. And
they're easy.
They are easy. Yep.
Yeah, they are.
Don't have any peel on them.
Yeah, they're easy.
But I got fast, efficient, friendly service at McDonald's today.
Good.
Blew my mind. I haven't gotten fast, friendly, efficient service at a McDonald's since I worked at McDonald's. But today was as far as customer service, it felt like it was rare. But I
had a good day of customer service.
Day. Pretty happy about that.
Customer service.
Yep. But Now, the McDonald's people, they're definitely not on commission.
No, not at all.
But to your point, I do think that there's something about, okay, I'm going to pay you this base. But if you want to make more, you either go out and get more.
Go out and get more.
You bring me more, I'm going to give you a cut of the more. And that was one of the problems that I had with the restaurant business. I remember thinking about it this afternoon before you and I met. I can remember a bunch of times where a company that I worked for bemoaned the bad times. Oh, it's been a bad year. And they'd be quick to tell you, we lost $1 million on this project, or this cost us $200,000 or whatever. But on those years where they hit a home run, they don't ever be like, we got $1 million windfall this year. They never tell you about that. All they ever do is, give you the sad story when they're trying to cut wages or, cut back on things or whatever. Right. But they don't share in the good times. They get lean in the bad times. Most places. I'm sure there's good ones. I know there's good ones.
That's business, Shane.
It is business.
That's business, baby.
But
I don't know. I done came to a point in my life, Shane, where I think about like, man, I used to work my ass off. I used to bust my ass. And I look back like how much did that get me? Did that get me a raise? Did that get me that promotion? Did that get me where I wanted to be? Am I where I want to be in life from all the hard work I've done? Those extra hours. And in all actuality, I could have been the fucking bum or doing the bare minimum and still ended up at the same point. So what I'm saying is the horse that's willing to carry the heavy load is going to get the heavy load.
That's true.
That's very true. The busy person, if you want something done,
give it to the busy person.
Give it to the busy fucking person. And that's been me my whole life. And now as I get older, my mindset's starting to switch. If I even got back into the corporate role, I'll be the bare minimum guy. By the letter. I wouldn't go that extra mile. If I'm going that extra mile, I'm going to be going that extra mile for myself, not for someone else.
Agreed.
I'm working hard for myself. I'm not working hard for no one else.
Not for a corporation.
Not for no corporation.
I would work hard for a person.
Myself.
Or if I got a job from you.
Well,
I would, from a person, but
we have a different relationship. Yeah, I'll do whatever it takes to, try to help you succeed or whatever, vice versa.
And vice versa, 100%. Yeah. But if you were, what somebody else that I didn't even know, but I'm working for you as an individual, and you treated me right and made sure. Because here's the thing, I think sometimes we've lost sight of the fact that we work to have a life. We don't have a life to work, and I think sometimes.
But that's how it done switched that way, though.
What do you mean?
Like what you just said. It's the latter now. You saying people work to have a life? People working their ass off now. I can't imagine the hours people putting in. Now.
People are putting in crazy hours. But their whole life is about.
But and
their whole life is about the work that they're doing and
correct.
Then the material thing, when you think about it, okay, we were talking about my van earlier. Bring back the hoopty. By God, I'm doing it.
Bring back the hoopty.
I'm doing it.
Yeah, you are.
And you know what?
You the epitome of bringing back
I'm the epitome of bringing back the hoopty.
Back the hoopty.
But here in a little while, I'm going to walk upstairs and I'm going to fire it up and it's going to drive me home. Just as good as if I had $100,000 brand new F-250 or whatever.
GT3 sitting out
just
there.
As good as that GT3. Not as fast, of course.
Not as fast, but just as good.
And I think too many times people are working so that they can have things that they don't need and that are not bringing them happiness. That's cliche, and everybody's talked about it, and I'm probably not putting it well, but when I quit working full-time, I realized how much money I wasn't spending just to support the job. The gas, the clothing that's required by the company that I got to wear. This is not the stuff I want to wear. This is not what I'm going to wear if I choose to. And I got to have a whole nother wardrobe. That's thousands per year that you're spending on clothes and shoes, especially in the restaurant business like I was, where they'd get ruined. Right. And then you stop and get gas in the morning, and there's a million things right there at the counter screaming at you. You're already stressed out, so you buy a candy bar. Now you've wasted even more money on something that's probably not good for you anyway. Just the machine of supporting having a job is very expensive.
Correct. The machine of supporting having a job.
If you show up,
like that.
Yeah. If you show up to work every day in my van, they're going to give you hell until you get a new van. They're going,
park that motherfucker in the back.
Yeah. And I would too. And actually, I'm the one that'd be like,
kids
forget you, man. Yeah. I don't give a damn what you think about my ride. But the peer pressure to
like
have certain things. And, when you get off of that treadmill, you realize that what you were working for was not making you happy at all.
No.
So now what you going to do? And that's the big question, because you got to have enough money to eat.
You do.
And that's a struggle when you don't have the
That's why I say you need to start working for yourself. You need to start working hard on
100%.
yourself. Investing in yourself.
Right.
Not that corporation.
And that's going to make you happy. So that kind of brings me back full circle. Work makes me happy.
I think all jobs should be temporary.
All jobs are temporary.
To get to where you need to be.
I think we need to stop looking at jobs as though they're not temporary.
They're not temporary. Hey,
but
there you go. That's yes, very, very well put, Shane.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
But I do think I'm a firm believer that work is often its own reward.
Mm-hmm.
I like to work. I never want to be.
Well, if you don't work, you don't eat.
Don't work, you don't eat.
That's what the Bible tells.
The Bible does tell you.
I mean, that's true.
That is true.
If your ass don't work, you
don't work, you don't eat.
You don't eat. I mean,
but I enjoy the process of it.
But what work are you doing?
Whatever I can find working. Happiness in just about any work.
I might not be making money when I'm doing something for myself, like this podcast.
Right.
But it's work.
It is work. Yet, we do it not only because we believe this is an investment for the future, but because we believe in what we're doing.
Correct.
We've both talked many times about how we enjoy doing this, and it's, while it is work, sometimes it's tough to carve this time out of our schedule.
It is.
I'm missing time with my daughter.
Correct.
You're missing time with your children,
Correct.
But not only do we believe in the potential of it, the process of it itself is a reward.
It is.
And I think sometimes we've forgotten about the fact that, that feeling after you just cut the grass.
Mm-hmm.
You look over what you've done. It looks neat and tidy.
Mm-hmm.
It's tightened up. It's like getting a fresh haircut for your whole house. And I don't want to get paid to cut grass, but I like doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And even as I'm cutting the grass, I see the rows. I see the neatness of it. I enjoy the entire process of it.
Right.
Love doing it. And if I had $1 gazillion, I think I would still cut my own grass.
Oh, yeah.
But the problem is $1 gazillion comes with the responsibility of time.
But then you got to tell what is my time value?
Yeah.
What is the value of my time when I do have that $1 gazillion?
But I don't think you can put a dollar figure on that. How much is it worth? That video of Leilani with the turtle.
Right.
How much is that worth? How much money would I have to give you? All right, let's say, I'm going to sit up a little bit.
Sit up. Get yourself right.
Let's say that we had the capability of wiping a memory from your mind completely.
Mm-hmm.
It never happened. Literally, in your mind, it never happened. How much money?
Men in Black me.
Men in Black. There you go. I'm a flashy thing. That one memory of you with the turtle with Leilani.
Okay.
How much money would you accept for me to flashy thing that memory out of you? Would you do it for $1,000?
No.
Not even close?
No.
Would you do it for $5,000?
We getting close, Shane.
$10,000 and you lose that one memory. That one memory, nothing else.
Just
that
one memory?
Just that one memory. That video is probably 5 minutes long?
I could use $10,000 right now.
Sure.
Oh, I'll take the 10. I'll take the 10 on that.
How many memories did you give up working overtime for somebody else's dollar that you didn't make anything for, but you chose to trade that?
You can't count them.
It's incalculable.
It's incalculable.
When I think back, I was 30 years in the restaurant business. A long time with McDonald's. 30 years of working. Sometimes you worked 50 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
That was the goal. But sometimes you worked 70.
But sometimes you work 70, yes.
And more often you worked 60
70.
to 65.
Then that 50.
Than that 50.
Yes.
I could probably count on one hand the weeks I worked 50.
Same here, especially
and
when
as
you
I
become
look
salary.
Back, especially when you become salary.
Yeah, I can count on one hand where I worked 40 as a salary employees.
Oh, if ever.
On one hand.
If ever.
If ever I worked just a
40-hour week?
Yes, I can count on one hand.
Only if you took PTO.
Employee. Yep.
You're taking PTO, otherwise you're not getting it.
Correct.
And I think back now on the memories. As I'm watching Madeline grow up, she'll be 2 next week.
Mm-hmm.
And as I watch her grow up and I'm part of, we had a fantastic day together today. We didn't do anything important, but it's going to be, I saved it in my internal hard drive. It's there. It was a great day.
Imprinted.
And so I'll tell you, I was taking a shower to get ready to come down here.
Okay.
And I got out of the shower and I'm drying myself off and I see the door handle turning. The bathroom door sticks a little bit, so she can't get it open, but she's learned how to turn the door handle, and so if it didn't stick, she could get in. So, okay, I wrapped the towel around myself, and I let her in. And she walks in the bathroom, and she looks up at me, and she grins and shrugged her shoulders, and then she said, I love Daddy, and then started giggling.
I love Daddy. Priceless.
Ask me how much I'd take for that.
How much you take for that?
There's not a number.
It's not even a number.
I don't
Shay.
need $10,000 that bad.
Hey, that's a priceless.
I don't need it.
Shay.
And so she's only learned to say that over the last few weeks. We talked about it when you and I did when she first said it. But yeah, it was a here. That's right. We talked about it here. So
you want to take $1 million for it, Shane?
For that one memory?
Take the $1 million, Shane.
No.
Please take the $1 million.
No. Because here's the thing.
Take the $1 million, Shane.
Here's the
thing.
thing.
$1 million. You can make more of those. Take the $1 million.
All right, I'm gonna go deep for a second.
For that one. We talking that one memory, Shane.
For that one memory. Okay, now
take the $1 million, Shane.
I'm all right. You ready? You lit me. You lit my burner.
I let them have the whole week for $1 million. I'll be like, just take the whole week.
You lit my burner, and I'm gonna tell you why.
I'm gonna take the $1 million.
Thank you, Mr. Producer. Remember the story. I didn't mean to bring this full circle, but I'm gonna I got a call back for you.
Okay. Ooh, a callback.
And this is the difference between me at 53 and me at 30. This is the little difference, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
A long time ago, I spent $1,600. I lost $1,600 of money I could not afford to lose at a carnival, and he got me. His patter made me believe that I was going to have a big prize at the end. I was going to win $5,000 or whatever it was. I believed it 100%. He talked me into it, and it wasn't. He didn't open up talking about give me $1,600. It started out with $5, and he let me win at first. Oh, winner, you can take 10 home now, or you can double down with that 10.
Fiddle.
He played me like a fiddle. I learned that lesson, and I'll never gamble again. I was told by my corporate bosses, we just need you this one night. Corporations in town. Shane, you're investing in your future. You know, the people that go the extra mile are the ones that get the reward in the end. Oh, look at me. I'm the supervisor. Do you think I got that by leaving at 5? You think I got that by showing up on time every day?
Dangling that carrot.
It's one step at a time.
Ooh.
Oh, Shane, we saw you really put your best foot forward for that last inspection that you had by corporation. Here's $1 raise. Thank you very much. You're a valuable member. Bring you up in the meeting in front of everybody. Look what this man has done. Isn't he a devoted employee, a trusted, worthy employee? And he's on the fast track. And then you find out the fast track is just a lateral step to another
to more
moving sidewalk underneath your feet to more responsibility. But it's moving faster.
And
it's not as though you have reaped the rewards of your hard work. What you have done is is gained an opportunity to give up even more of your life.
Yep.
While someone else gets rich and you're doing fine. But here's the thing. You're at a level now where you're doing fine. You're plugged into the American dream. You have a health care plan.
Right.
Who controls that? Shane, now you're invested. Your health care plan. What are you going to do? You're a family man. You have kids. What are you going to do if somebody gets hurt? You got to stay on. Now we'll pay for your dental. And that's how they get you in small increments. And they make it seem like just this one more thing. But just this one more thing. I've already got you now, but just this one more thing. And that's the same way the guy at the carnival got me out of $1,600. And it's the same way my corporate masters got me for 30 years within the restaurant business, because I believed their bullshit. I didn't put myself and my family's needs first. I didn't think about the future, and I let them get me.
I think you
one
thought
piece
you
at a
were
time.
putting yourself and your family needs.
I did, but I was believing, believing something that wasn't true.
Yeah.
I had best intentions.
You wasn't focused in the right direction.
Correct. And I didn't have a mentor.
I don't know how to put that eloquently.
I didn't have somebody showing me where the pitfalls were.
But could someone even taught you that though, without that experience?
That's an excellent question.
How can I teach my son this? Like, my son's about to go off and he wants to conquer the world and he wants to make all this money, with the mindset of me going to school and going to work for this corporation.
Not but one way to learn that lesson.
How can I teach him, son?
And a lot of people never learn that lesson. And they give their whole lives.
Give your whole fucking life.
For a position. So when you ask me, would I take $1 million for that? I love you this morning.
Oh, shame.
No, sir. No, sir.
Oh.
If I had $1 million,
I give up the whole week for the $1 million. Shane.
I would give up $1 million.
I'll let you mind wipe before a week for $1 million.
Nope, I'm not doing it.
Oh. Okay, you standing on your morals.
If I had
your laurels, is it the laurel? You standing on your laurels or your
morals? Yeah,
morals
you rest on your laurels.
You rest on your laurels.
Yeah.
Standing on your morals.
You want to know the etymology of that phrase?
Please, I do.
In early Olympics, instead of a bronze or gold or silver medal, you were given an elaborately woven crown to wear, a crown of laurels. And if you won that crown, and then you didn't work hard over the year, and you showed up at the next Olympics overweight and undertrained, you were resting on your laurels.
I was resting on it.
Resting on your laurels. Came from the early Olympics. I don't know why it's important, but there you go.
That is. That's good.
You know,
that's
resting
good.
on your laurels.
Resting on your laurels.
And I think too many times as we get older, start resting on our laurels.
Start resting on your laurels.
Because I agree with everything you just said.
Been to the mountaintop.
Been to the mountaintop. And I agree with everything you've just said, but I've never seen you rest on your laurils. You stay busy. You stay steady
been to
working.
The mountaintop yet.
But your life, but you have.
Let me get to the mountaintop.
And you survive.
Shane. Things might change.
Nah, I think you're there, man.
You know, I'm that person, Shane, where once I get money coming in on, let's just say, this podcast, my YouTube, whatever it may be.
Sure.
Whatever content I can create or however I can reach people to start generating money. Where my money's not based on me physically acting upon something.
Okay.
So once I get to that point, Shane, I would still do what I do. I would still do the popcorn. But I would do it for free. I want to get to the point to where I can really start helping people for free.
Sure.
Where I'm not depending on what you can pay me to me doing this. Because that's where I really get the reward.
Or make it a situation where
from helping people.
Pay what you can, and if you can't pay, then
don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
It might be the situation where let me get the content out of me doing this for you. I'll do it for free, but let me record it. If that, you get what I'm saying? But
that's a good idea.
I want to get to the point to where I can do stuff for free.
Right.
The content's gonna make me the money. I'm doing this because I like feeding people. I like helping people. I like kids. I go to school. I just want to give popcorn to the teachers and the kids. They don't even have to pay me. Let them come out to the truck and get them free popcorn.
You know Dave Grohl, the musician, he does that. He's got a big old pull behind barbecue, and he shows up in disaster areas and stuff and feeds for free. Yeah, just
well, I mean, when you got it, why not?
And he's out there cooking himself too, which is pretty impressive. Yeah, why not? Why would you not do that? Yeah,
why not?
Yep.
That's where I want to get in life, where I do shit for free.
I think we've developed a culture that says, he with the most toys at the end wins, and I don't know. I don't see that anymore. But when I was a young man, I thought I was chasing that dollar.
You were chasing that dollar.
I was. But I got to a point in that career where I realized I didn't want to do the next step.
It's nothing no older gentleman could have told you to make you not go that path, though.
I agree. Yeah, some things have to be learned.
I try to talk to I want to talk to my son about these things. Like, man, you finna go in debt for one. You're trying to be a doctor.
That's a big deal.
Doctors work a lot of hours.
Oh, that's brutal.
It's brutal. Even you see the older guys. Like, damn, this dude's 70 years old, been a doctor for 45 years. Why is he retired? You ask yourself, why?
Yeah. But they still go.
They still go.
It's a huge expense to run any kind of, the thing now is to get in with one of the big corporations. And now you've got corporate doctors that can't really speak their mind. They got to go by the guidelines.
They got to go by the guidelines. COVID's real.
It's scary.
Oh, let's push this vaccination that we know don't work.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that's what they say we have to. That's what
they say. Forget what the medical books taught us about viruses.
Well, Q, I'm getting the message from the producer. He says it's time to wrap this up.
Oh, Kevin the Boss Man Richardson.
This one does seem like it's gone by in 5 minutes.
I don't know, Shay. We've been talking for a minute.
What do you say?
I bet we're dangerously close. I bet we're close to that 60-minute mark, if not over.
Yeah, we're a little over.
Yeah, I would say a little over. Maybe a little over, yeah.
So,
dangerously close.
I could really use some words of
I
wisdom.
don't got nothing for you today.
Come on,
Shane.
man.
Shit.
I could really use some words of wisdom.
Mm.
You want me to lay the?
I thought we laid it. I thought we laid out a lot of wisdom in this.
You want me to lay down the Woody Woodpecker?
Yeah.
Close it out with Woody Woodpecker. So everybody knows Woody Woodpecker, the cartoon character.
I got something.
You got something?
I got something. I can
Good.
Spit.
Let's save Woody for next week.
I can spitball, Shane, because it's been a minute.
It has been a minute.
I mean, like a month. I've been getting by. I done slid by like a month without.
That's true.
Any words of wisdom.
That's true.
My old man was here last week.
You should have a bounty built up.
No.
A cornucopia, as it were.
Cornucopia. It's a cornucopia.
A cornucopia of.
Well, you got to introduce the words of wisdom, Shane.
Coherent
if it
content.
Resonates.
So, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, this is when I need to do that one. All right. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, please prepare your minds. Open your mind and straighten your spine. For once tonight, do not be blind. Listen to my man Q the Messenger as he lays down his wisdom, experience, knowledge, and discernment based on a lifetime of intellectual pursuits. It is my pleasure to introduce to you now, with words of wisdom, my friend Q the Messenger. I love that fade,
but
that echo.
Seriously, Shane.
What you got for us, man?
Let's talk about discipline, Shane. And I think about discipline and how I want to describe discipline to people. So discipline to me is doing what needs to be done, even if you don't want to do it. That's discipline for me. That's my definition of discipline. I done been in the military. They teach you discipline, military bearing. Mm-hmm. And when you think about that discipline and that military bearing, it was always something you didn't want to do.
Right.
But you still done it because Uncle Sam says you have to do it. Mm-hmm. You need to have your hair cut a certain way. You need to have your shirt tucked in. You need to have your boots polished. You need to have your bed made a certain way that they want it made, so you always doing something that you don't want to do. You're always doing what needs to be done, even if you don't want to do it, especially coming from the military. So the military does teach discipline, and you can carry that over into your everyday life. What do I do that I don't want to do? So when it comes to discipline, discipline is a power that everyone can train. Discipline is what separates the successful people from the unsuccessful people. It's not that this person has more time in his day to do what he wants to get done.
Oh, good point. We all have
this
the same amount of time.
This person is disciplined enough to burn a couple hours to burn that midnight oil to accomplish his dreams. When you going to bed, I'm up. I'm working towards my goals.
Working on the weekend.
I'm being disciplined. Even if I'm tired, I'm still doing the work for myself. I'm still trying to accomplish my goals. So, I think the producer man's over there. He's playing with the soundboard.
Too much fun.
So that's what I want. I want to just get people to understand and get people to get disciplined in their life, and discipline yourself for yourself. Discipline, like I said, will separate the unsuccessful from the successful, because I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna do what needs to be done, even if I don't want to do it, as long as it's in pursuit of my dream. I'm gonna burn a Monday evening to come down here and have our podcast. I'm gonna sacrifice that Monday evening with my family so we can come do this show, because I see the potential in this show. I'm a every Monday.
I thought about that as I came down here. We have a habit of texting one another on our group text. Mm-hmm. Whoever's down here first usually texts the group and says, I'm here. And I sent that text today, and I sent it as I got downtown. Mm-hmm. I didn't call and ask, are we on? I haven't spoken to you guys since last week.
Since last Monday. I haven't, yeah.
I didn't call and ask, are we on? I didn't need to wonder, hey, are we still good for tonight? Mm-hmm. I just drove down here.
Right.
Because I knew everybody here has the discipline to finish the job.
The discipline to finish the job.
Every time.
To commit.
No matter what. I'm going to be honest,
time.
I'm tired today. I could have stayed home.
Right.
But
it's Memorial Day.
Yeah.
You know, I
didn't barbecue anything.
I made some steaks. I made some burgers, some hot dogs. I did a little barbecuing earlier today, but I'm like, man, we got the podcast.
We got the podcast.
You know,
and it's important.
And this ain't hard to do.
No,
I actually enjoy this time, but it still takes discipline to
anything you enjoy.
Turn off my grill.
Yeah.
Like a day like today.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Is it true that anything that you get something from, in order to benefit from any activity, there has to be an element of difficulty? Mm-hmm. I said that maybe more flowery than what I meant to, but if it's not hard, what is that baseball? The good is in the hard, or the hard is what makes it good. Remember that, A League of Their Own. The hard is what makes it good, and because you have to sacrifice something to you, that makes it more valuable.
Correct.
I think.
This is very and this time is valuable.
It is very valuable.
This time is definitely, and I mentioned earlier, the successful person don't have more hours than you do. We all got the same amount of time. And just speaking about time is your most valuable asset. No amount of money.
No amount of money.
When you're on your deathbed, you'll give up every penny you have to get an extra month, an extra week.
So full circle.
How valuable is time, really? It's priceless.
40 years from now, when all I can do is think, and hopefully I can still do that, I won't care about that $1 million you offered me.
You damn sure won't.
But I'll remember that little tiny voice, I love you.
When she come in the room to see you, I remember you walking into that bathroom.
I won't talk about the money.
You got a point, Shane.
Words of wisdom from Q the Messenger.
Discipline.
Discipline.
That's all I got, Shane.
That's enough.
I think so.
All you can do is all you can do, and all you can do is enough.
That's it.
This has been Vendor Chronicles. Peace.
Another show.